What's up, guys? This is Bullvyi the Fell-Handed, and today we have some more training. We are going to do an advanced form of side scraping known as reverse side scraping. And the reason you want to do this, if you have a forward mounted turret or you have a pipe nose. In this case, we happen to have both. So we're gonna do it. Let's see. I'm gonna move up to the building, guys. I don't want to use this building to my left here. I don't like it. Before you guys jump in, Rob, if you'd be so kind to get at the other end of this building here, and I want to show everyone what it looks like, and I want to show everyone, what it looks like from my angle. Now, the most important aspect of side scraping here is making sure once you find an angle that works for you, maintaining that angle. Now, the magic number in this equation here, guys, is 75 degrees. Unless the round overmatches your armor, a 75 degree angle will auto bounce 85 degrees for a heat round. Overmatch means that the size of the gun is 3 times the size of your armor in question. That is when it overmatches. I know way too much about this game. Okay, so anyway, what we're wanting to do here, guys, is we're going to pull out just enough. It looks like there's like a, what is that, like a telephone box? What is that? I don't know. It's a box. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is, I'm pulling out just a bit too much. Plus, I can see Rob's fanny. This is kind of what it's supposed to look like. Pull out and stop for me, would you, Rob? Angle back up. Now, here is the inherent weakness, right? Go ahead and angle up like you would really be firing. This is why I wouldn't do it with a defender. I'm going to pull up even though I'm out of position. This is why I wouldn't do it with a defender, and I wouldn't do it with like an IS-7, is that piece right there. That piece, is more or less going to be almost flat to me. Yeah, this is not a good example just simply because, that crap is in the way. And I don't know if we can actually shoot it through. It doesn't matter. What you want to do here, guys...
You shot me.
Well, no, I didn't actually fire through the stuff. Let's check the other side.
Oh, okay.
Does this other side have all that crap on it? It doesn't. Let's use the other side. I'm a righty, though, so it's going to mess me up. Anyway, moving on. I will show you guys here. What you want to do is you kind of want to have your gun parallel with the building you're at. Okay?
Enemies looking right at us.
So now, if, I randomly do get hit in the fanny, then I'll know I need to fix something. But if we just look at it like this, we can get directly over top. You say, okay, there's no part of my fanny he could hit except maybe that angled bit down there. How much of the fanny can you hit, Rob? Go ahead and shoot it.
From here, I see no fanny.
No
I'd
fanny.
have to move up further.
Okay, no, that's fine. I can see some of your fanny, but the main thing here, Rob, is that right there would sink you. So, anyway, what we're doing here, guys, is reverse side scraping is exactly like regular side scraping, except just a tiny bit more complicated. Obviously, whenever you're firing, you want to kind of take cover, but the situation is that the most important part of side scraping is to make sure once you get a good angle, you do not change that angle. Now, the tricky part of this is when you're moving around to take your shots and everything, is overextending, pulling up too far and giving up shots.
Yeah.
Like that, for example. So, a lot of times what I recommend is just going in your barrel view. You see right here how we're doing, and kind of switching back and forth between sniper view and barrel view. Just staying very quick with it. But, This is a better position because, Rob, if you would be so kind as to regular side scrape for me, sir.
Sure.
Anything with a pike nose is extremely vulnerable to when they side scrape, because when he pulls out to make a shot, stay right there, this armor is considerably flattened. So, you know, you have a high percentage of pinning that. So, realistically, his tank can't side scrape either way. It's sad. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we're going to pull out, phrasing. If you two gentlemen would go in there, get in a good position, and begin firing on one another. Rob, you are looking after that gentleman over there. You're looking after Jet, and I am looking after Nacho. And please use this same side here that's all nice and pretty. And keep in mind that, you know, if you're behind cover in a you know, firing line situation, you will have time to get into the reverse side scrape. Granted, the downside is you do need a lot of room to turn that big boy around. Okay, Jet, you are perfect from where I'm looking. Perfect.
Enemies looking right at us.
So have at it, gents. Perfect. You're not giving up anything. You've got your gun parallel with the wall. How's my guy looking, Rob?
I think he looks alright. I mean, I might be able to pin him though but that's from my position, which is a little bit more out from Jets.
Enemies got us in their sights.
It's looking real good there, Jet. Real good. Real good. Lots of movement. Don't overextend. Make sure not to rotate the hull left or right once you get that good area there. Now, guys, I'm going to mention at this time, some of these tanks just have natural weak spots that there's really nothing you can do about. I mean, you could side scrape all day and you still may get pinned. So just, it's situational based on, you know, each individual tank. So just keep that in mind. That's just something you kind of need to keep an eye on.
Oh shit, I almost shot Jet.
Guys must be good at it. Nobody's taking any damage yet.
Except they're on the same team.
But you guys
Yeah,
kind
that
of
had something to do
get the idea. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So let's do this.
You got me that time.
Enemies looking right at us.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
No, that's
Oh, that
Rob.
wasn't you?
Yeah, no,
No, it was
I
me. You guys are on the same team.
yeah, no, I was just kidding. Yeah, you guys are on the same team. So what I was gonna say is, let's drop out of here, and let's go ahead and get you guys on opposite teams, and Rob and I'll get in the same position. Sound good? So everybody go ahead and
Yep.
return to garage. And this one may run a bit long, Rob. But then it may not.
Yeah.
Everybody else drop out. There we go.
Yep.
Rob
I had to
keeps
put
track
one
of all
bag
my
you put one
videos. He tells me when I'm being a little too talky. I don't, you know,
Yeah,
I feel like the last training videos I posted were like 30 minutes long each, and I don't know, I felt like that was a bit long. I'm trying to
Yeah,
truncate
they were
them
like
somewhat.
34.
Yeah, I'm trying to truncate them a bit, so we'll see if it works. Okay, tanks, everybody, tanks. Rob, you ready, buddy?
Yep. I'm trying something out here.
And we'll meet at the same location. G8.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So if the IS tanks aren't good, are the I guess the like the KV3 is a better side scraper. Like the whole line leading up to the IS4, I suppose, is probably a stronger side scraping line than the
everything is
IS line.
situational. You
or the
know, you
I7.
really have to be cautious, because there's a lot of weak spots on those tanks. You know, some of them are pretty tough, but if you know what you're doing,
Enemies looking right at us.
and that's kind of where, I'm thinking, if you guys have problems pinning anything, you need to look it up in Armor Inspector right after that game. You need to drop out of the queue and look it up.
Mm-hmm.
You want me in there or Rob?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And Rob, you don't have to actually drop into it. I know, granted, we all could use practice, but if you'll just keep an eye on Nacho for
Yeah.
me. Or not Nacho, I can see Nacho. Let's just keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
it's just because they couldn't shoot each other. I was curious
before
to see
you-
if he was over-angled or
Right. Before you guys start firing, I want you to make sure your guns
Enemies got us in
are
their sights.
parallel with this building, and I want you to kind of go over top, pull the stick back, look down on your tank, and make sure you are at the perfect angle, because I don't want anybody to take any unwarranted damage.
They've spotted us.
Everybody
I think I'm
good?
pretty good.
Everybody happy? Fire when ready.
Ah,
Don't overextend.
yes.
You overextend, you're going to get shot in the butt, you're going to take engine damage, and you might get
Enemies
set
got
on
us in
fire.
their sights.
So don't overextend. Use that armor. Use that armor.
They've
Now,
spotted
granted,
us.
if there were two of you, if Rob was intervening, he would wait till you pulled out to fire and track you, keep you perma-tracked. But, and he may not even be able to keep you perma-tracked. Probably not. Because I think it's like 6 seconds with repair and track mechanic and BIA or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be up in under,
Right at us.
So, yeah, anyway.
under 6 seconds.
Moving forward, we are going to do a few interesting videos next week. We're going to do a spotting mechanic video, suggested by Baron Sogo. That's his baby. And we are at some point going to do a skill video. I'm actually going to remove skills, to kind of show you guys the difference, between a standard turret rotation or a turret rotation with snapshot. Kind of go through the skills, show you your bang for the buck. I can give you guys numbers all day and percentages, but if you physically see it visually, I think it'll kind of have a better impact versus, just a bunch of numbers. It's kind of my take on it. That's the way I feel anyway. Everybody's looking good, not giving up any shots at all.
Enemies got us in their
I
sights.
think I got hit once.
Now, guys, you may have to try to run APCR to get through that turret face. Maybe even try aiming below the, tracks. I'm going to take one shot at you here, Nacho, to see if I can sneak one under those tracks. No, I can't. If anybody's watched my video on the IS-7 weak spot, the main weak spot on the side you want to go for is between the tracks and the top of the hull. There's a big weak spot there. I mean, it's not a big weak spot. It's long, but it's very difficult to hit. Anyway, I was kind of thinking maybe I could get that, but I cannot. Both of you guys are doing a really, 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 really good job. Rob, let's you and I go around the back here and switch, so you can kind of see what's going on with mine, and I can kind of see what's going on with yours. And a lot of times, guys, if you've got your enemy and you are side-scraping, it's more or less a war of attrition. But a lot of times, we find we go ahead and drop into a side-scrape position, and then people just, happen to be pushing a corner, what have you. So your enemies may not always be side-scraping, but, I like to prepare you guys for the worst. You're looking good over there, Jet. I like it. Was that a APCR you put into his turret, Nacho?
No,
Yeah.
that was a CCR. So.
Now, for the viewers out there, guys, I'm just going to pull up here to Nacho and kind of show you the angle he's working with. This thing is a steel wall. I mean, both of these guys are just bouncing all kind of stuff. Now, the movement, I feel, is kind of very integral to this whole situation, because you never want to be a stationary target. But guys, these are very crunchy tanks. You could do the same thing with the T10. You could do the same thing with the Louvre over there that Rob's got. But just keep in mind, different tanks have different weaknesses and strengths. So just keep that in mind. For example, you can't do this with an Object 252. So yeah, I mean, you could, but you wouldn't last very long, would they, Rob?
Nope.
Somebody's TV's on.
We found that. It's the same thing with the FE, the 215B. It's supposed to be a great side scraper, but
it has weak spots. Yes, it has glaring weak spots.
Got a big. This huge plate right underneath the turret that once you're side scraping, it's flat and like.
Right. Yeah. The same
played
thing
around with them in one day and pulled
with the Japanese heavies. Those Japanese heavies, when they side scrape, those angled pieces on the front become flat. You can penetrate them fairly easy. I mean, I would still run some APCR just to be on the safe side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you shooting me, Rob, or is that Jet?
No, I'm not shooting you.
Okay, because you're actually hitting me now.
Yeah, I threw heat at you.
Okay.
So honestly, you guys probably should have been firing heat this whole time. Simply for the fact that. Simply for the fact that, if you're in this situation, I mean, I'm a big advocate of throwing any kind of premium. A lot of people don't like it, but if it's a tool and it's in the game, have at it. Yep. I kind of think it would be foolish not to use every tool in the game. That's my take on it. And if you're trying to 3-mark something, that's a different story. All right, everybody, ceasefire.
Ooh, I put that in your star.
Yeah. So most of them are pinning you in the hull.
Yeah.
So what you've got to do, Nacho, is this is what I was talking about earlier. In this situation, now granted, this is a unique situation. It's a 1v1, but if you were in a game and you're getting pinned regularly, and you're doing everything, and you're adjusting your angle, you're doing everything, you're still getting pinned, deny shots. What you do is you turtle up against cover to where he can't see you, and then, you know, essentially you are waiting for an opportunity. Because here's the thing. One of your teammates, one of the greens, could kill him. Or, you know, creep up behind him, or the flank could fall. Because here's the thing. He's pinning you. He's going to continue to pin you. You don't know how he's doing it. He's, you know, spamming you with heat, spamming you with high X, whatever. You're losing. You need to kind of take control of the situation because the momentum has been taken, you know, from your hands into his. He's running the show now, not you. And that's kind of what I want you guys to understand, that denying shots is a viable tactic if you're not getting anywhere. If you're just getting nothing but pooped on, turtle up. But anyway, have at it, guys. Continue.
Yeah. Now, was Nacho over angled? Is that why he was getting those pins?
I don't think so. I think
No, I just put it straight through that star on the right side of his turret. It went orange for some reason. I don't know if maybe it was just the angle. It went from yellow to orange, so I said screw it and put around.
Here, I'll look at you, Bull. Tell me where he pinned me. I don't see it.
I'm
There's
not.
all the pins on the left
I'm not.
side.
Yeah, I'm just seeing it there running down the side. And guys, when you are doing a situation like this, you want to. I tell you what, if both of you guys will look at Jet, you want to fire here versus further out, and the reason being the angle is less steep where I just fired versus the opposite end of his tank. Hold on, I'll put one there. The opposite end up there, which is considerably more steep. So you kind of want to shoot to the left versus the right in this situation at this particular tank. Okay, so go ahead. Let's let Nacho get the first shot. And guys, what I run in about all of my tanks is 50 standard, 50 premium. I don't really run any high X, although I personally recommend it. You should run, you know, I don't know, 5, just for resetting caps. Just make sure you're not giving up the fanny. It looks good to me. Angle looks good. I mean, you're not even, you know, you're just kind of showing them, you know, the front half of the tank. It looks pretty solid. Not really getting a lot of shots. You're kind of baiting him into shots.
I wouldn't be trying to continue this. I'd be turtled, as you said.
Good. Yes,
at
good.
this point.
Well, and realistically, here's the thing. If, you know, you continued along that same path and you got killed, you know, 3 minutes into the match versus if you turtle up, good shot, Jet, you turtle up and you manage to run the rest of the game. Rob, why don't you come down here and take that position, and you stay there, Jet. We've got a minute and a half here. We can kind of try to wrap this up. Let's just, you can either side scrape off of him or we can kind of push him out of the way. Your choice.
Enemies got us in their sights.
Whoops. I can side scrape off him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
good.
thinking. I didn't. Yeah. So, Jet, you get the first shot whenever you're ready. Those are a bunch of pipes. Just going to swing around here real quick here, Jet. Last 60 seconds. Just keep an eye on you. Make sure that guy over there is not doing any cheating.
They spotted us.
Not me.
It's a good tank. The Luva is actually considered a super heavy. You may want to put just a little bit more angle on there, Rob. And it's got a really punchy gun. Really punchy gun.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're down to our last 20 seconds here. We're going to go ahead and end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You learned a little bit about reverse side scraping. And we'll see what we got going on next time.
Oh.